Welcome to Housing After 60. I am Charles Odell. On this site, we analyze the math and the reality of senior housing to find your best options. Let's get started.
Welcome to another deep dive from Housing After 60. Today, we're looking at a pretty serious hidden financial drain we call the loneliness tax, and this is all based on our latest research over at housingafter60.com. Okay, let's dive right in. We've broken this down into 5 parts. First, we'll explain what this hidden tax is. Then, we'll hit you with the brutal math of going it alone. After that, we'll talk about unlocking your home equity, the big returns of community living, and finally, we'll give you a cost-cutting action plan you can actually use. All right, first up, the hidden loneliness tax. So what are we actually talking about here? I mean, this isn't something you're going to find on your tax return. No, it's that very real extra cost you pay just for living by yourself. Think about it. You're covering 100% of every single bill, every repair, every service. It's the price of duplicated utilities, higher property taxes per person, and yeah, having to pay for every little bit of help you might need. And the numbers are, well, they're staggering. Our research shows this tax can add up to an extra $18,000 to $30,000 a year. That's a 33% premium just for living alone. What could you do with an extra 30 grand every year? So where in the world do those numbers come from? Well, that brings us to section 2. Let's get into the brutal math of aging solo and why aging in place can sometimes be a huge financial mistake. You know, as we noted on this site, we have this really romanticized view of aging in place. It's the dream, right? But holding on to that family home for emotional reasons, well, the numbers tell a very, very different story. It can often lead to some really poor financial decisions. And what's really interesting here is just how simple the contrast is. Look at this. When you live alone, you're on the hook for 100% of everything. The property tax, the new roof, the utilities, all of it. But with just one other person, your cost of living can drop by nearly 40%. I mean, literally overnight. Yeah, and it goes so much deeper than just the monthly bills, right? I want you to think about the big ticket items, the major capital expenses. Your HVAC system dies, you need a new furnace. That cost is exactly the same whether it's just you in the house or a family of 4. And if you need to do any retrofitting, like adding ramps, you're bearing 100% of that cost all by yourself. You know, this brings us to one of the biggest financial traps for seniors, and that's home equity. So for Section 3, let's talk about unlocking your dead equity. The big question is your home actually an asset or has it become a liability? So, is your home a financial trap? You know, a lot of people stay in their homes because of tax rules, like the IRS Section 121 capital gains exclusion. And that's great, but they're missing a really crucial piece of the puzzle here. This illustrates the problem so brilliantly. Equity that's just sitting in your house, that's dead money. It's tied up in the walls, not earning you a dime. Now, if you sell and invest that capital, suddenly it's generating real income for you. Staying put, honestly, it's like a slow-motion bank robbery. Okay, so if aging in place is the problem, what's the solution? That brings us to Section 4. Let's look at the powerful return on investment, the ROI, you get from community living. And it's about more than just money. Oh, the cost savings are immediate and they are dramatic. Just look at this table, and you can find this right on housingafter60.com, by the way. Every single major expense category plummets in a shared model. Your utilities are slashed, maintenance might be included, property taxes get split, and that social care piece, it just happens organically instead of being a huge outsourced expense. And listen, the biggest return isn't just about dollars and cents month to month. We know social isolation can lead to cognitive decline. So if living in a community keeps you sharp, keeps you engaged, and potentially delays the need for expensive memory care, we're talking about a potential $500,000 savings. That alone is a game changer. And look, this isn't just theory. We worked with a client in Arizona, and her monthly expenses went from $6,000 to just $2,200. All she did was sell her large home and move into a duplex with a friend. Now that is how you build a financial fortress. Okay, so you've seen the problem, you've seen the solution, now for the action plan. How do you actually do this? Let's get into the step-by-step guide to stop paying this tax. So the crucial point here is that you have to follow a clear process. Don't skip the boring parts, okay? That's where the money is saved. You've got to audit your square footage, research local laws, get a sewer inspection. And hey, for the full technical breakdown, you can check out the post on housingafter60.com. Seriously, we cannot stress this enough. Don't move in on a handshake. A legal co-living agreement that has exit logic built right in, protects everyone involved. It's got to outline what happens if someone wants to move or sell. It is absolutely critical for success. So we really want to leave you with this one final thought. Is your nostalgia keeping you broke? The loneliness tax is real, but the good news is it's avoidable. Please don't let an emotional attachment to a building drain your retirement. Thanks for watching. For more guides and the full article on this topic, head over to housingafter60.com, and don't forget to check the links in the description below.
Your peace and enjoyment in retirement depends on the right housing strategy. Visit housingafter60.com for our full analysis and cost transparency guides. I will see you in the next video.